Buddy, and on March 1st, the Bronx will have bragging rights to another first. The youngest bishop in the United States, one of the youngest in the world, in fact, will be ordained in less than 2 weeks. And we've dubbed him the Holy Father of hip hop, and here's why. That is amazing. Bishop-elect Joseph Espaillat used his love of hip-hop and fashion to connect with his community, making him a popular preacher, and he is now live right here on the Pix 11 Morning News. Good to see you, Bishop-elect. How are you?
I'm doing very well, very well. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for having me on the show, and shout out to everybody there.
Oh, my goodness. You know, you went from Father J to Bishop-elect Joseph Espaillat. So let me ask you first and foremost, right, because you're one of the youngest in the world now. Were you completely surprised? What was that moment when the Vatican announced their appointments a couple of weeks ago? Did you have any idea?
I received a phone call a week prior to notify me, to let me know, and it was total shock. I didn't expect it whatsoever. I actually tell the joke that I thought it was spam because I got 6 phone calls from Washington, D.C., and I was just like, I'm not going to pick this up. It's spam. I don't know anybody in Washington. And eventually that's what happened. I picked up the phone and it was the nuncio. Oh my God.
And what's going through your head at that point? By the way, that was a great picture of you and Cardinal Dolan right there, St. Peter's, right?
St. Patrick's, actually.
St. Patrick's.
That was the morning of.
Oh, the morning of,
yes.
The big call?
Mm-hmm. That was the morning of when it went public.
And so what did the Cardinal say?
Oh, he loved it. He was ecstatic. He called me. I was really nervous when I got the phone call. The nuncio asked me if I was sitting down, and I said no. And he broke the news to me that the Holy Father had wanted me to become the new auxiliary bishop of the Archdiocese of New York. And at that point, I said, can I sit down now? So I sat down, and I tried to take it in. And he said, why don't you call the Archbishop, call Cardinal Dolan? And I did. And he was just ecstatic with the news.
Did you get him to rap?
He was very supportive and happy.
Did you get the Cardinal to rap?
No, I'm trying. Well, you know, he like wraps tortillas, you know, you know. He could be like chilling. He could be chilling with Ben right now, you know.
Exactly. You know, here's the thing. You know, I'm a product of a Catholic education my whole life, and you know, as you get older, there's interesting ways to kind of reach the youth, right, and draw in the youth into the Catholic Church. And I always found it when I was so young, sorry to say, to be kind of boring. And so you have found this unique way of really reaching your audience, right? So talk to me about the decision to become a priest and then the decision to use the methods of hip hop and rap to kind of reach this younger generation.
Well, I went to Cathedral Preparatory Seminary when I was 13 years old. It was located on 87th Street and West End Avenue. So I'm a city kid. I'm a product of the city. I grew up in the city. I grew up listening to hip hop. I grew up listening to all the music out there, being Latino, my Latino background, salsa, merengue, all of this. And when I felt the call, God was calling me all throughout from high school into college. I went to Fordham University in the Bronx. I was the president of student government there, and we would have big events. You know, we would have like spring fling and this stuff. And I would get on stage and I would just, you know, rap with the bands that were there, the local bands, and we would do like a lot of fun stuff. And eventually, you know, when I got the call to move on to the major seminary, it just came with me. It's part of who I am. It's a part of my identity. It's a part of my growing up and my culture.
I think it's amazing.
So I'm just me. It is what it is.
That's amazing, and that's what's so great, you know, because faith has always been such an important part of my life, and I just think that the way you're doing it is just reaching people at their level and seeing them for who they are, and you continuing to be yourself. And then besides that, during the pandemic, you launched a podcast where you were able to really I guess flex some of those musical skills. So let's play it, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
You never heard a priest beatbox like this, and he stepped on the track, and he could also spit if I was to pass the mic and let him rhyme, but I'm off the top, and this is what I might find. Alex, he hype it up.
That's what we do.
Dr. G, you know that's what's up.
What's up?
You know, this is the podcast representing the real, going to outcasts. And trying to bring them to the
obviously, being a bishop is one step up. Are you gonna keep doing this, the podcast and things like that?
Oh yeah, absolutely, without a doubt.
And then there's the Air Force Ones, the Jordans that you kind of right. You're gonna keep all that going.
Oh, absolutely. I'm working on my new pair of Jordans for the day of my ordination. So.
When is it?
March 1st.
March 1st. Can we be here? Can we bring in Marisol? Do we have a second? I just want to bring in Marisol Castro to the conversation here because her mother, Miriam Aponte, one of your parishioners
at St. Peter's.
Absolutely.
I called her. She said, "Ay, que Dios me la bendiga." Her and Titi Jenny, they remember you. They're very proud of you. I tried to get her on the phone, but she can't hear the phone.
Thank you, Marisol. I'm so happy to see you. Yes, thank you, Marisol. And send them my love, nothing but love for them. They were so great, especially Titi Jenny. She was very faithful.
Hey, Bishop-elect Espaillat, I won't put you on the spot and ask you to wrap us out. But I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you to wrap us out.
Oh, man. All right, one of my favorite lyrics, and it has to do with everything that's going on in the city right now, especially our two fallen officers and the violence. I'll rap that verse for you guys, because I wrote this a long time ago, and it's kind of prophetic. So it goes like this, in response to Biggie Smalls. So you say, kick in the door, wave in the 4-4. I tell you, put the gun down and love the Lord. Murder, hate, pain, it comes from ignorance. Brothers killing brothers for diamond cents. When are we to learn the lesson, to turn away from violence and start confessing? Just tell me, how can we compete with sin since we no longer pray and want change within? When are we going to stop mothers from crying? I'll tell you, when they no longer see their children dying. Gangs and guns ain't all that, man. When God came down, his man, he had a larger plan. Jesus came so we might live. So let us offer up our lives and simply give of our time, selves, and possessions. So let's love one another without condition. Easy, this will not be. But put all your faith and trust in the Trinity. Our Mother Mary will be there to lead and guide unto her only Son. We love and find.
Whoa!
Bishop-elect
My
Espaillat.
goodness! Wow. Bishop-elect Espaillat, congratulations to you. Thank you for coming here and being live on the Pixar More News. Thank you for rapping those amazing lyrics right there for us. I know I put you on the spot, but really, thank you so much.
No, thank you, Dan. Thank you, Marisol, and to everybody. Thank you for what you do in getting the news out there.
All right. Keep us posted. We'll see you on March 1st.